Tiny Toon's Adventures, Buster's Hidden Treasure, is an amazing platformer, but it's really an unheard of game. The game is right up there with like the best platformers ever. I'm talking Mario, Contra, Sonic, very easily, just as good as those games. The game has really great and responsive controls, the attacks are satisfying, and the game is crazy long. And the best part about it is it's not too hard, which is something I love because in terms of platformers, I love my platformers to be very casual. The game has something like 30 levels, not even counting the boss levels. The boss fights themselves are also, like the game, pretty casual. They're not crazy easy, they're not childishly easy, but they're possible to pass. This, for example, is one of the later bosses. And the basic strategy, you will die a few times trying to figure out the strategy, which is fine. You should have plenty of lives by this boss, is to jump on that little frozen platform up there. That's the only way you can reach the flying helicopter boss. And then you can just bounce on his head from that platform. Once you actually figure this out and how to time yourself just right to avoid the explosions, you will do it, and the bosses will go down in a few hits. I'm not going to show you all the boss fights because I think part of the fun is figuring all the strategies out for yourself. But I can show you most of the game, mostly because all the levels take the same kind of strategy. You jump, you rush, you trip, and of course you bounce on people's heads. Sorry, you just tried to kill me. Okay, I'm hungry too. Yeah, let's have some pork, you fucking Judas. The game starts with a happy little selection of levels. The grass is green, everything's sunny and shining, and the music is really upbeat. But you know what? Even the darker levels, like the Caverns levels and the lava levels, they're also pretty upbeat. This is just a really heartwarming and upbeat game. I actually remember this first few levels are very memorable to me because I played this game when I was a kid, and I remember I was sick for like a whole week in maybe 5th grade or so, and I just played this game non-stop, and I really loved it. I don't really remember if I passed it or not, but I loved the game, and replaying it, I still love it. It's absolutely as good as I remember. There's no shortage of variation in levels. I mean, the levels are kind of divided up into zones, so you know, 3 or 4 levels are gonna look somewhat the same, but there's gonna be different things in every level. Like there's moving platforms in this level, the sky is different, the enemies are different, and that's gonna be basically every single level, even though some levels share the same basic geographical zone with each other. I think just the variation of the different atmospheres in this game, in each level, is a clear sign of just how much effort went into this game. The people who made this game knew what they were doing, and they were doing it very well, and this finished product is basically proof of that. Look at the background here. I mean, that's beautiful, like a little red sunset level, still with the same, you know, kind of green zone, but now it's a little later, I guess. You know, it's basically the same forest, but it's just a later time of day for Buster. I love the attention to detail. And of course, here's a special move. The special move is performed with the, I believe, A button. I'm saying I believe because I think maybe there's a way to change that. And the special move basically kills everything on the screen. In the sunny level that we've just passed, it's that flying bird thing that drops an anvil and kills everything on screen, but in other geographical locations, it's other friends that Buster has coming in and saving his ass. And, you know, it kind of makes me wonder if his friends can just basically commit mass genocide towards every enemy on screen, why won't they just do the levels for him? I mean, Buster seems like the weak link in his circle of friends where it takes him forever to destroy everyone on screen, and everyone else can just kind of do it in one hit with massive area of effect damaging spells. This tree maze would be really hard if there weren't arrows telling you exactly which way to go. Do you really need an arrow pointing out of the door? It's like, duh, which way do I go? Through the hole that's the door, or the other way, where there's a wall? Come on. If they're gonna put in arrows pointing which way is out of a door, they should put arrows pointing down at spikes saying, danger, spikes may penetrate skin. Come on, game, we're not this stupid. Well, maybe some of us are. After the selection of forest levels comes a cavern level. And as I've said, the game gets progressively harder. And even at the later levels, the cavern level isn't really one of the later levels, somewhere in the middle. But even the later levels aren't too hard, and the cavern level isn't too hard either. In fact, I'd say one of the only hard parts of the cavern levels, I should say, there's several levels in the cavern, is when you're in a watery cavern. Because you can't jump on enemies when you're in water, and once in a while, you'll get something like this. 2 enemies blocking your path. There's no way through, and just to put salt on the wound, here comes a 3rd enemy. What do? You call Buster's super friends. Thank you, baby Roadrunner. After the wet caverns comes the lava caverns. The game gets a good deal harder here, just because there's lava! My god, lava! Okay, it's not just lava. There's spikes, and then there's these little fiery demon things that you just cannot jump on, so there's really no way to stop them. I haven't actually tried to slide at them, but the truth is, the slide technique just doesn't work after like the first few levels of the game. To slide, you need to get a running start, okay? And just when there's so much stuff out there to kill you, like the lava from all parts of the level and enemies everywhere and platforms moving up and down to crush you, there's just no room to get a running start. You're basically like a plane that just can't take off. So, tripping people with your little rush technique is not an option in the later levels or even in the mid levels. Just to show you what I mean about the game getting progressively harder but still staying casual even to the very end, here's one of the later levels. This is kind of like a factory-ish level. Again, I mean, they spared no expense with new environments and enemies, and there's basically a new environment and enemy in like every of the 30 plus levels, so that's just impressive on its own. Nice, casual, there's more things to kill you, things might be moving a little faster, there might be more enemies, there might be more luck involved, like, I don't know what will happen if I jump down or fall down from one of these platforms, I just have no idea. Will I die? Will I fall into something? You know, there's just so many, it might not be spikes or just a hole in the ground, but I might just land on top of an enemy when I die. You know, you don't know these things, especially when there's so many different little robot creatures out to kill Buster in this part of the game. So this is the game. A lot of content, many beautiful different levels and zones, and even a lot of bosses too. Just a great overall experience, and if you're a fan of casual side-scrollers as I am, this is a great way to kill a few hours of your life, and it might even take more, you know, it might take like a whole day to pass this, even for an adult. So I definitely recommend this game. This is absolutely one of the best side-scrollers ever made, without a doubt. And the fact that nobody knows about it is just a damn shame. And you know, if you're a fan of my game reviews, do I have a treat for you. You see, last year, I did the voiceover for George Stobart, the main character in a game called Broken Sword 2.5. Well, I'm happy to report the game is finally out, and you can download it and play it for absolutely free, right from the game's official website, which you can click on in this video's description. Just download and install the game client, and then download the English voice pack and install it into the game folder. If you like my videos and game reviews, you'll absolutely love this game, because it is in essence me, stanburdman, walking around the world, point and clicking my way to solve mysteries.
He looks restless and nervous. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please?
Well, thanks anyway. Bye.
Bye!
This stately home somehow reminds me of the Villa de Vasconcelos.
How can I help you?
Hi, my name is Stobart. George Stobart. I have an appointment with Mr. McGlaw.
Strange. He didn't tell me about it. Besides, he has a visitor right now.
It's...
Mr. McClough's room is at the end of the northwest passage.
It must be cold up there in the Arctic region. Thanks very much.
Even if you don't care about the fact that I voiced the game's main character, you should like the game anyway. I played it, and it's a solidly good title with a great atmosphere, story, and fun gameplay if you like adventure games. Not only does this game have my voice, it has my stamp of approval. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends.
No. I'd rather not. I scanned this outdated newspaper for something useful, but except a report about a school that was hit by an outbreak of constipation, affecting hundreds of children, there's nothing of interest.